In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
You're welcome, viewers. You are welcome. Beautiful day out here, Wednesday, 21st of May, 2025. My name is Mark Godwin Iwajua, and I'm here on our Wednesday News Update Global Africa. Joining me from different parts of the world also are my colleagues, friend, coordinators. In Lagos, Nigeria is Ogbeni Olayinka Raji.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, viewers around the world. Welcome to our Wednesday program, Global Africa. Another interesting episode.
Indeed. How are you today, big brother? How are you? How was
I'm fine.
Nice.
Fine,
You look like it. Also joining us from Toronto, Canada is our great man, Sir George Chukwu. Sir George, you are welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Mike Godwin, and good morning, Olayinka Raji, and viewers from around the world. Welcome to our Wednesday Global Africa. Thank you.
Yes, welcome, guys. So, yes, viewers, what we do is give out our story, exclusive reporting, SSM's perspective of top news, and we're here today to do this, gentlemen. Let's start with something that happened on Monday, but we didn't talk about the bombing in Mogadishu military barrack in Somalia. We've been having those incidents, bombing in that part of Africa. Somalia has not been addressed since its creation. Braji, I know you follow some of these African updates. So what's that Somalian situation, the military barrack in Mogadishu?
You see, for a very long time, Somalia has been almost forgotten in world news.
Oh dear.
And this incident is just bringing them back again into the world. It is unfortunate. Somalia has become a failed nation. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And I really don't understand how.
Go ahead. Okay. I think we lost Raji there. So, George, before we go on anyway, let's bring in our diva, Bidi Nana from Lagos, Nigeria. Bidi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning, our viewers all around the world. Sir George, nice to be here with you guys today.
Well, it's so good to have you. You have brightened my spirit. Now I can talk.
I like that. Okay. Yes. Before we get Raji, George, Somalia has been experiencing, like Raji was trying to tell us, a lot. I mean, incessant attack by that group, that Shabab group, and they keep inflicting hatred and pain on innocent people. When will this stop in Somalia, George?
Well, I don't think it will stop. As long as you have a government that doesn't care about the people, as long as there are, you have a group of people that feel like they are the cream de la cream of the communities and they leave the rest behind, there will always be opposition, both militarily, by terrorism or whatever the case might be. It is very, very sad that you see some of these things happening in most of African nations that ought to know better, ought to love one another better, and just exist together to develop their nations. But what they have been doing, especially in Somalia, is if they take one step forward, all of a sudden they start taking 10 steps backwards. And it keeps them stagnated and not being able to really do anything. I mean, who would go and just decide to go to a hotel and bomb and kill a bunch of people, or go to a barrack and want to kill them? It's all about the same mentality and ideology, which does. And I just want to ask a question. Maybe Raji can help me. Why is it that most of these things that are happening are coming from the Muslim nations? And in every place you go, it is the Muslims that are causing 95% of all the atrocities that are being done by terrorism and everything, including in Nigeria. It's all about Muslims. Why? I just want to understand. Please, let Allah Karaji help me with this.
Well, okay.
Well, I just want to, I mean,
I won't want to stereotype it like one sect, one group, one religion.
Well, it looks like it to me. And if it looks like it, I would like to understand, because I'm just asking a question. I'm not making a statement or an emphatic statement. It just looks that way. Why?
Yes. Okay. Anyway, George, let's put down hold. We can bring pictures of what just happened in the latest bombing. About 15 people killed in Mogadishu. It was a terrible one. The pictures are too gruesome. But what you have there, viewers, are slippers and shoes of those that were killed in the bombing. Raji, George is asking a question, but I really won't want us to dive to that angle, George.
Let's leave it alone then.
Let me just give a sentence.
Okay.
I do not think it is a religious thing. All those terrorists, I can assure you, do not form up to 0.1% of the Muslim population.
Okay. Good one. Thank you, Raji. Yes, it's just terrorism runs in the mind of evil people, regardless of religion. You have Christians, you have so-called underbelief doing those kind of things too. So anyway, that's the news coming from Mogadishu, Somalia capital. Militant group blowing up everywhere. So far, 16 people have been declared dead in this military barrack explosive attack. Gentlemen, let's come down now to other stories. Also, talking about crime, Raji, there was a story on Monday about the arrest of a kingpin terrorist in North. He was on his way to the Hajj and was apprehended at the airport. Did you know that story? Something to do with a kingpin in the North?
North of what?
Nigeria is a very, very funny country. More than 6 years ago, the UAE sent to Nigeria security a list of terrorists, a list of people who are funding terrorism, a whole long list. The government has it. It is funny to me that now the wife and mother of a terrorist has been arrested in Saudi Arabia. Another one is on his way to Hajj. He has been arrested. It is funny to me because the government knows them. The government knows where they are. The government where yes. So all this kind of is just drama to me.
Just drama. Okay, we got the update. We're waiting to see the outcome. The security arm has not given full report on it. We only had picture of the man slitted by his head, and nothing much. So let's get the facts maybe before Friday, Raji. Put your eyes on that story for us. So let's begin
while we are putting our eyes on that story.
Okay.
The first question every Nigerian will ask is, what part of Nigeria is he from?
Okay.
What tribe is he from? And once those questions can be answered, then you know how this whole saga will end. That's all I can say about that.
Okay. All right, George.
You go figure. You go figure.
You go figure it out.
Huh?
You'll
Okay.
also be surprised that he probably is not a native Nigerian.
Yes, that's what I
You'll be
want to say.
surprised that, yes.
Most times, George, too, you see, those neighboring north countries north of Nigeria, Mali, even Burkina Faso. But you know, people don't know that Burkina Faso is also a den for terrorists. You know, they've been there for years, even before this young man came in. Burkina Faso has been harboring real dangerous set of people for years now, and Mali, dangerous place. Mali is like their heaven, you know. And I mean, most of those countries up north in Africa has become terrorists. There, so you might be surprised. These people, they just come into Nigeria, perpetrate this evil, and go back to their base.
They don't go
You know?
back. They are resettled in Nigeria by their local arm. They don't go back. They are resettled. In fact, our people are being displaced across the plateau, across the Benue, and they are being resettled.
Yes, I remember one of us, Dr. Osita, on one of our program here. He told us, he gave a vivid explanation of how it is at the border end of North Nigeria. He said he's been there, that the border doesn't have no control, no border check, that you can just walk from Mali, walk from Niger, just enter Nigeria, that children ride their bicycle, their tires and all these playthings. They ride it into Nigeria, the other side of the country, and in the night when it's time to go home after playing, they drive again back to Niger.
It is only down south here that we restrict ourselves. If you attempt to go through Idiroko or Seme, your eyes will see pepper.
All right. Okay.
But these people are traditionally Yoruba people. It's not the same in the north.
Let's enter business. Yesterday, the CBN governor was telling us that the Naira can now compete with other currency because Nigeria's export is driving very well. It's moving very well. And we were wondering what he meant by all of this. He said there is a reform on the Naira. It's a reform that they are trying to make on the Naira, creating fresh opportunity for export growth and so many things. We don't understand those words, but let me start with George. On the street, the ordinary man is not seeing any of this talk. The Naira doesn't really have value. Goods are still on a high rate. George, tell us.
What we are seeing is a government and a bunch of workers or ministers or whoever that are just, they go into their own alternative world. Okay, that's what it is. Alternative world. It's a different world altogether. It's a world where you can write and say whatever that you want, and it is, you know, to make yourself look good, make the government look good, and everybody will clap for you. In reality, all this nonsense, and also I'm going to say that he said, does not resonate with any of the citizens of Nigeria. Neither does it resonate with all these poor people that are going around. Neither does it resonate in the pockets and in the bank accounts of anybody. Because the exchange rate is still the same, has always been the same, bouncing up and down, you know, maybe a few naira here or there. So whatever that where he is getting all this nonsense that he is talking about, we do not know. Because that's not, all he's doing is speaking English, or whoever wrote those things for him. Let him explain to us today what everything that he has just said, what has it done, what is it doing with any Nigerian that is suffering in the past few months, or even those that are importing goods and exporting goods. There is absolutely no relevance in their daily affairs. So all this nonsense is just talk. They're just a bunch of nonsense. You have some of your workers write all these things and you approve it and you go and talk it. It is nonsense as far as I am concerned.
It
Absolute
is nonsense.
Yes, it
as far as
is.
George is
And I
concerned.
can challenge him anywhere, anytime. We can sit and talk about the economic welfare of Nigeria from the day they started up until today. Nothing has changed.
Mm,
A lot has changed. A lot has changed, George. A lot have gone worse. Nothing, not that nothing has changed. A lot has gone worse. It seems as if the government and the CBN officials are living in a silo, and they are not with us. Just like I won't use the same strong words that George is using, but I agree with him that nothing has changed. It's also what I do not agree. Things have gone worse and get worse
okay,
every day.
okay, gentlemen. But BD, we hope you can hear us this time.
Yeah.
Good. It was a very big press outing there by the CBN and the governor, and he described how stable the naira is becoming in recent months. He said he used the words that like this. He said our foreign reserve numbers are climbing very high, slightly from about 3 billion to about $23 billion. And he said that's a quantum leap. I'm saying it word for word because I watched what he was saying. Now, you could say all of these big words, but how is the life relatively with the people? Bidi, tell us.
It's so unfortunate that Tinubu, our president, is a politician, and we know how politicians do things. But it's secondly very disheartening to know that all these CEOs, governors in different status in our government agency are actually towing the line of politicians doing things like politicians. And what do I mean by that? Lying. So, so what CBN government is doing to Nigeria is nothing but lying. How
Hmm.
can you say that Naira is doing well, but it's not reflecting in the life of an average Nigerian? It's not reflecting in the society where that Naira is being used. It's all lies, and I don't know what we will use these lies to do. If politicians are lying, that's okay. We understand that's how they operate. But this CBN is in the economy, the heart of Nigeria. We don't need that lie from Cardoso. That thing is talking. We don't. It's not what Nigerians need. We need figures. We need the truth. We need to know how things are going so that we can know how it will be taken care of and deal with. The economists are telling him there that what you're saying is direct opposite from what is happening in this economy. Where are you getting your figures and your facts from? So it's all lies, and I don't know. Maybe people should talk to them. It's not
No,
good
no,
for
no.
our economy. It's not good for
Uh,
us. I don't know what they're
can I
trying to project.
can I say something quickly?
All right, George.
They
Go ahead.
they are not talking to you, Bidi. They are not talking to the citizens of Nigeria. They are basically talking to the international world. They want to paint a rosy picture of what is happening in Nigeria. The World Bank recently just told us that poverty is going to continue to increase in our country. Okay, in 2026, it's going to worsen. And then the CBN governor is coming out to say all this nonsense. Yes, they say they made a $1 trillion deficit when they came in. They reduced it to 30 million billion dollars right now. What those mean, we don't know. Whether it's reflected in the pockets of the people, zero. Now, they are not talking to you. All these things that they are doing, they are trying to paint a picture, an image to the people that is loaning them money so that they will look good in their sight. They don't care whether you feel it, whether you're still eating one meal a day that is not a 3 square meal. Maybe you're just suffering with only, kwashoko is all over the country. We know that already. It's been reported in different parts of the world, in parts of Nigeria. So what we are saying, all this stuff you're saying, why is it that this government will now go to England to now begin to pontificate and tell the world how they are doing? How come they cannot say it? They're not really interested in what you think, how you think it. That's why they go into UK to tell the world how the government has been doing in 2 years, as if UK is our extended capital of Nigeria now. No, think about it for a moment. You want to tell the people how good you have been doing. You can't do it in your own country. You want to take it and go to UK and begin to pontificate and tell all those things that where they cannot have any factual, factual whatever element data to show exactly based on what you're saying. That's all it is. They just want to look good. It's not about real happenings in our country. So, Bidi, they're not interested in talking to you because you know the truth. The nation knows the truth. They feel it in their stomach every morning. They feel it all over.
Let's go with the lines he said, because it was on a major news all out there. And like I said, I was following them. He said some words. Now, I want us to go to the basic. Raji, Cardoso said the current exchange rate, even though it started on on a painful note, but he said some things have been removed and some incentive also have been added. And he also said exporters can now operate on a more good level playing field. Let's go with the words as he has said it. Raji, tell us, do exporters now enjoy good level playing field?
You see, they are just words. They are just words. What they took out from Western economic books, they are using to apply to us. They are just words. They don't make any meaning to the. In fact, exporters. You see, why do you even have to concentrate so much on export?
There's no export.
I use shea butter for some of my products. But most of the raw materials for making shea butter is now being exported in trailer loads to such an extent that there is no more shea butter on ground in Nigeria. A kilogram of shea butter that used to sell for 3,000 now sells for not less than 15, 20,000. So we are doing export, but we are killing the country because a whole ecosystem that is behind the processing of raw shea butter seeds is being killed. The women, we have communities where they do the processing of the shea butter. That industry is dead now. That industry is dead. The farmer probably gets paid for 5 years upfront. It means that in the next 5 years, there's no income for all the people who are in the downstream of the shea butter processing ecosystem. We are killing our economy.
We are killing our economy.
Looking good.
Massive man.
Yes.
Massive man. See, I see from this angle you're coming now with what Sir Raji said and what Sir George said. I totally agree with Sir George. You know, this ecosystem, these people are intentional about what they are doing. What Sir George said about shea butter, and he's saying that the people, the importers, now let me tell you, not this shea butter. You know, we cultivate shea butter. You know, Nigerian cultivates ginger. Before, if you go to the markets, if you buy 2,000 naira ginger in your household, you can be sure you will use it for 1 week. But go to the market now, you can't even see 2,000 naira ginger. The ones you see for 5,000, like what they used to pay 500 naira before. And we used to be in this export. There's just export business we used to do like 3-4 years ago. Do you know why we stopped it? Him that is talking that people who are doing export are finding it easy now. It is total lies. All these things are lies. Do you understand? Because what they would give you for kg before, for like 700, 600, they are giving you for kg now for 2,000 something. So how does it make an exporter a beautiful landing? These are all lies. Now, but it's not what I understand here, based on what Sir George said. These people are just working for IMF and World Bank to benefit the lives of its people, the Westerners, not for Nigerians. So they can squeeze Nigerians to make life for the Westerners better. That's exactly what they're doing, because all this grammar Cardoso is speaking at CBN headquarters, it's not for Nigerians. It's for people in the Western world. That's just it.
That's just it. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, viewers, you're listening to this SSM Wednesday, and we're talking business here. Gentlemen, let's put out some viewpoint. Yes, Cardoso has come to speak, but remember people like Adesina, the African Development Bank boss. He's a Nigerian and he's following situations too. He came out some time ago and said Nigeria is in its worst economic level. In fact, he gave that year difference. He said 1960 something, that we are at that time when 1960 something was better than was far better. So even though we say Cardoso is speaking this to impress some people, he might not get away with it because we have our people also on these international committees that would say it's not true. Raji, don't you think again African Development Bank might counter this whole speech of Cardoso?
Adesina came under serious and vicious attack for making that statement.
They're already attacking him.
Because the truth is bitter to those who want to pursue the lie. The truth is bitter. The cost of everything has gone up by more than 300% just because of government policies and then the exchange rate. All the nonsense they are talking about, the exchange rate getting better or exporters getting better, is all lies.
You know the saddest part of this whole entire saga,
yes, go ahead, George,
in our country is the fact that if some of these policies that this current government is instituting has been well orchestrated, planned, and applied systematically with regards to the state of affairs of the people, the common man, it would have worked. But what they have done, they go and borrow idea from a developed country that have gone through series upon series upon series of years of development, and they want to come and implement it and force it upon the people. For instance, I was listening to somebody not too long ago who was trying to tell us that, everybody agreed, that the whole entire politicians agreed that subsidy must be removed. As a matter of fact, it was the former governor of what do you call it? Not Delta, but what do you call it again?
Not the states, in one of the states.
Benin. You know, Edo State. Yeah, he was online the other day with Charles Haniogolo, and wouldn't allow that man to utter one word. When Charles Haniogolo is asking this man a question, he would just overtalk him. He would not allow the man to say a word. So all question was, he was like, all the governors, all the people running for the presidency in 2023 agreed that subsidy must be removed. Nobody is ever saying that subsidy ought not to be removed. But if you want to remove the subsidy, you just don't force it upon the people. Because most of the things that are happening today, every struggle and every suffering in Nigeria is as a result of implementation of policies without thinking about the processes of how to do it so that it will not kill the people and make them go under, 6 feet under. The problem is not about policies. You cannot implement a policy without learning how to put it together to the people so that it will not make them feel worse. They keep on talking about the future. What about now? What about those that are buried, that are dead because of what all these implementation of policies without any actual systematic progressive application so that it will not destroy the people? So that's one of the major problems that they have, and including our CBN bank. So you see what they're doing it's all trial and error, but they don't know. I cannot go to United States of America right now in their level of development and how many years they have actually gone through the processes of one level of progress to another, and then take a policy that is working for them currently in their state, and I want to choke it, Nigeria. Nigeria
Yes.
will choke
Thank,
and they
thank
will
you. Thank
drown.
you. Yes, thank you,
Simple.
George. That's what in our time we call frog leaping. We Africa, it's not just Nigeria. Africa go through that phenomenon of frog leaping. That's we
That
just bounce.
frog leaping
Mhm.
from cold water into boiling water is not sensible. So
It's
don't
No,
tell
no,
me
not
about
no,
frog leaping.
no. It's even the
Frog
process of
leaping is
jumping.
a calculated leap.
Yes,
You
yes. No,
don't
no.
leap from a
Yes.
tall building. Yeah.
So yes, in our case, even it is that we leap from we don't go through a process like George is trying to say. The process of a particular era, go through it, then go to the next stage. We
See,
just hop
we
in from a
we,
primitive
we
era,
could
just bam, into
in the in
one
the
era and
in the
motion.
IT field. Sorry, Mark. In the IT
Yes,
field, we could frog leap.
yes. In the
We could
IC
frog leap,
field,
and we have been doing that because
but
the
mhm,
IT field does not need any local infrastructure.
okay,
And luckily for the internet available, we are able to frog leap and then overcome certain developmental processes.
processes. All
But
right,
still,
gentlemen,
in all that you
let's
are
come.
doing, you are
Mhm.
depending on progress from the west
From the
and
west. That's
from
it.
China.
See,
Yes.
All
there's
right,
something we
let's
need
come
to
back.
understand.
Be the whole tight. Be the whole what you want to say. We're coming back to this business talk. We're talking communication also. We're talking other business aspects. Today is strictly on all of this. So, viewers, you are tuning to Wednesday, the 21st of May, 2025. We're here on our SSM African update. So, see you on the other side. Let's go on this small break. Thank you.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Here are three things that I absolutely loved about Nigeria. Number one, I fit in. I fit in. Melanin, caramel, chocolate, mocha, whatever you may call it, I fit in, baby. I felt at home. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like anybody was staring at me. Nobody was looking at me strange when I walked around in the stores. I mean, everybody was minding their own business. Number two, the people. I mean, Nigerians are a vibe. The diverse culture, the different tribes, the different religions, the people are a vibe. Okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for, they got it in Nigeria. Okay? And they see you. They see you. They notice you. There's a sense of community. People care. Yes. And of course, you might be woken up at 2 in the morning because there's church going on a loudspeaker, but hey, nothing wrong with a little godliness. Okay? Relax. Number three, I love that Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient, very ambitious and resilient people. They don't depend on the government for anything. They will figure out how they can take care of themselves. They see their systems, they know it's messed up, and guess what? They still thrive and they still figure out a way to make it work. So, shout out to all my Nigerians. You are nothing but queens and kings in my eyes. If you're an LDR couple and you're not yet following us, what are you waiting for? Make sure you engage from the bottom up and we'll do the same. I'll see you in the next video.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Orobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of entertainment. A better mind, keeping you updated.
Hashtag
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Yes, viewers, we're back. We're back. George, we're back. BD and Raji, I hope you're there. Yes, Raji, you were talking about frog leaping in technology is accepted, and it looks as if Nigeria has done a big leap. Nigeria said it's beginning to roll out 3.13 trillion fiber rollout for telecommunication. Raji, you're the communication man here. Tell us, does this mean good news for phone users, network user, all of this? What does this mean, Raji?
Well, it just means that they are expanding the infrastructure. And currently, the cost of data is so expensive. I don't see how, after deploying that level of that amount of money in infrastructure, costs will not go up. They have to recoup their costs as soon as possible. But let us say that the amount of expenditure that Nigerians outlay on communications every day is humongous. It's humongous. And so I believe that, yes, what the telecom companies are doing is to increase their own share of that amount. It is humongous. On a daily basis, I'm sure that recharge on phones will go beyond 500 billion a day. That shows that a lot of money is involved in telecommunications now.
Okay, BD, do you think that the minister Bosun Tajuddin, is it Bosun? He was saying that yes, Bosun, that minister there. Yes, he was saying that the rollout will begin in every part of Nigeria. You know what they do is they put development at different quarters. So they said this will commence in the Q4 quarter of 2025. And he said some things too. He said there are strategic roles to make sure that communication now enhances. Are we going to see an enhanced communication in Nigeria? because I know what people go to, like Raj is telling us on this thing. Phone, you buy your data and boom, it's gone. Tell us, BD.
Certainly, we are going to see an enhance in our telecommunication. But one thing we should have in mind is that we are going to be paying more. And this is just what is making a headline, but it's not a new. There is not a new project for them. It's like an added project to what they are already doing. Because in 2023 they started this project, and which they said they have trained over 117,000 Nigerian in digital skill, surpassing its initial target of 30,000. So with this input now in the ministry, so they're going to train a lot of people. They're going to get a lot of infrastructure well positioned for Nigerian use. And these things is just like an investment, and they will be expecting a return. And how is the return going to come? It's going to come by Nigerians paying more. And you know that Nigerians are still shouting and the increase of data and airtime that nobody even told them, but they just tricked them. Because early this year, it was MTN that was bold enough to come out to say they've increased. And when Nigerians started shouting, they said they removed it, but they didn't actually remove it. All the telecom communication have actually increased, not just increased by 20 or 30 or 100%. They increased by some 300, some 350, some 400%. And nobody's talking about that. So what this thing is going to happen is that, yes, the infrastructure is going to get better, your service provider is going to get better, but you're going to pay more as a Nigerian. That's just it. I think we should know that.
Make this go viral. Your statement on this was splendid. Make it go viral if you can, from your own network too. Thank you very much, George. What we're seeing from most of these ministers talking is they are praising the administration. They are this guy Tajidni Tujani. He said Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is doing well on infrastructure, and but George, is that how it is? Is this how we see it?
What I'm seeing is here is basically people that are not really in touch with the locals, are understanding the pain that people are going through. Let me ask a simple question. 3.3 trillion naira that is being put towards telecommunication and trillions of naira put into development of road from Lagos to Calabar and all those things. How is that helping the economy of Nigeria in regards to what people are going through? Why can't we take all this money that we are putting in different places and concentrate on giving light to every single part of Nigeria? That will increase the capacity, the mega capacity of supplying electricity to every part of Nigeria. You know that if Ahmed Tinubu concentrates on this alone in 8 years and ensure that money that is spent will reach every village and nobody will be crying about, oh, NEPA took light, or maybe I just had light for 3 hours in one area. And we're talking about, oh, maybe, it's line 1 or line 2 or line 3. Do you know that he will come out to be a hero? Do you know that if all he concentrates on is making sure that we are not going through this mess we've been going through for the past 60-something years? Even it was before the war as a child. No, we didn't realize that people will take light, or the NEPA will take light. Now that the development we did not understand. Before the war, there was no taking of light. You are assured that every single day. Yes, no. Before the war civil war in Nigeria, there was not. The light was 24/7. Water was all over the houses. Everything.
Let me say that also they still experienced that as at 80s and early 90s. That experience was still happening in the north. Yes.
It was happening all over. Yes, it was happening all over.
In Jos, for example,
okay.
Kaduna, Zaria, we didn't know what was up NEPA and down LEDPA. We did it. I went to school in Zaria, and the electricity was constant as at that time.
During those times, if there was going to be a power failure, ECN will announce it. You'll be able to adjust. Yes.
Exactly.
Is this not
in conclusion, BD, what I'm saying is this. We're trying to, if you have seen this, 2 years is now after the government is in power for 2 years. What you are seeing is a deliberate attempt to deceive the masses about how progressive and how wonderful this government has been in 2 years. That's why you're seeing every department is coming out systematically to announce this project, announce that project, and it's all systematic and deliberate. And they are not talking to you because you know the difference between what they are saying and what is happening on ground. They are relating these messages to the people that they're borrowing money from, and then they will get more money from. It's not for you and I that are, the common people in Nigeria. No, it is not. So all these things you're seeing, the department of the CBN is saying this, the telecommunication minister is saying that. It's all deliberate. They've been mandated to bring something to tell the public and tell the world how good they are doing. Whether it's true or not, they don't care.
Well, anyway, gentlemen, Bola Ahmed Tinubu have said on the 29th of May, there will be like a feedback and ministerial screening, checking of what they've done. So even if they are praising the administration and making all this lip service, maybe that day some people will say the truth to their face, and the president might need to reconsider some of the appointments. Maybe.
Let me tell you something. Listen, nobody will say nothing but what they are told to say.
Exactly.
You better not, you dare not speak from your own resources. You better not do it. If you try it, you are gone overnight. 24/7. You're gone. So don't do that.
Don't do that. All right, we wait for May 29. Gentlemen, BD and Raji, tell us what is happening in Oyo State. Yesterday, the situation was so serious. We saw, let's see this clip. It's been doctored. So, BD, while the clip is running, you can be giving us your side of the story. It's a story in Oyo State, Bagi area of Ibadan. So go ahead, BD, tell us.
It was yesterday. A boy was going to write his WAEC exam, and he was in a bike with his father and his twin brother. And the police officer, we all know how irresponsible our Nigerian police officers can be, or, they said it's their traffic officer. They now added police officers to them in Oyo because they said that people were not obeying the traffic officer. They added police officer. Look at that boy. They were chasing a car who was fleeing. They tried to stop the car. The car refused to. They were chasing the car. And now we are chasing the car. The car refused to stop. You now start shooting periodically. Shooting on the air. A trained police officer. Shooting. I don't understand what you intend to do. And he hits this boy, and the boy died before his father died at a spot. In this jet's age, why don't you take this car's phone number, plate number?
Yes.
Do you understand? Why don't you? And this is exactly how NSA started. They just wasted the young boy who was going to write exam. And this thing, it would have been 3 people. But God just took one person. Because 3 of them, the boy, the father, and the twin brother, were in that bag. They killed them. Nigerian police killed them. Killed this boy. And Nigerians are sitting there, they're saying, we want justice. Which justice? Since I was born in this country, we have been demanding for justice. We will be demanding justice, another one will do. We'll keep demanding justice. Have we ever gotten justice in this country? No. Somebody said, it's a 2-coin thing. It's a 2-coin thing. What about the person running? The person running because he knows that if he stops, he's not going to get justice from the police that is pursuing him. They're not going to judge him well. Do you understand? That's why he's running. Now, a man who is well trained, you take this car plate number, you will go, you will get him. You didn't get him here, you get him here. But no, then why are you? Is he an armed robber? Even if he's an armed robber, why would you be spraying?
They don't shoot at armed robbers, though. They don't shoot. They only shoot at civilians, unarmed civilians. They don't shoot at armed robbers because armed robbers are armed enough to face them.
He's an innocent boy. He's dead. He's dead.
Thank you very much, BD. For our viewers that probably didn't hear BD clearly, it's a situation in Ibadan, or your state, southwest of Nigeria. There is outrage also this morning because a 14-year-old pupil, Kehinde Alade, was killed by stray bullets that was allegedly fired by a policeman during a joint traffic enforcement operation. So that's the clip you've just seen there, and BD has given us that the description. Raji, BD said something very strong. How do you shoot in the air? I mean, in this time and age, who's trained to shoot like that? Just shoot around the crowd. Raji, tell us, why is Nigerian police not getting the code of conduct for their work? Why are they?
The problem actually is fundamental. How come they are using live bullets? How come they are using live bullets to deal with civilians? See, that is a major danger. You are doing traffic check, and you have live bullets. No, they shouldn't be giving live bullets.
Okay.
They shouldn't be giving live bullets. So that is fundamental. It is. And when you have a person armed, every solution may now depend on his shooting. It's like when you give somebody a hammer, every problem is like a nail. You have to hammer that nail.
That's correct.
You have to be very careful. Yes.
Yes, George. So that was what happened in Ibadan. Now, George, from your point of view, what could be a solution to such traffic operation without? Is it don't go there with guns? Because also you have civilians that are also very unruly. You have mostly some Nigerians that don't obey anything, traffic, anything, law. They just want to do their own thing and go away with it. George, tell us.
Well, it's the state of affairs of our country, number one. Number two is when we talk about discipline, there is a way that you will start bringing discipline to the people, and it starts from the top. It doesn't start from the bottom. You know a dead fish when it starts thinking from the head. So what we are saying is this: if we want discipline to go to every department, the military, the police, the mobile police, and every other armed people that are carrying arms in Nigeria, there must be a deliberate attempt to discipline and teach them and give them what lives are worth. Today, if you kill somebody like this young boy, and my condolences to the family and to the twin brother and the dad and the whole entire family members, because this is just an unheard of story. And then we don't even know how this is going to end up, because at the end of the day, it's going to be that particular police officer plus the commander plus every other individual dealing with this family. But it will not penetrate from this particular Ibadan to Lagos, to Kaduna, to other places in Nigeria. See, that is where the problem is. It ends right there. It ends right there. Tomorrow you will hear one in Lagos. Another day you will hear one in Enugu. Another day you will hear one in Edo State. We need to start being deliberate in making sure that people understand, especially those carrying arms, that people's lives matter. Nigerian lives matter. Today, if you kill a cow, if you kill a Nama cow today, you will face more justice than when you kill a man. Think about it. Because those cows are worth 2 million naira, 1.5 million naira.
Honestly.
To them, is worth more than an individual that this young boy that they just unalived. So we need to be deliberate in making sure that people understand, everybody understand that life is so precious that when
Like,
you take it,
yeah.
you will be faced with, I'm talking about justice that is not,
Mhm.
you're not going to come out of it.
Okay.
But today,
Thank you,
lives
John.
are nothing. So that's what it is.
But life will soon begin to have real value in Nigeria. Yes.
We
Gentlemen,
pray.
let's look at BD. Tell us, the House of Rep says, we sincerely apologize on behalf of JAMP to the candidates. Now, damage has been done. Everybody's apologizing. Some people are crying, but damage has been done. Like George said last time, somebody committed suicide on this issue. A lot of homes have been broken because some father thought their children were not studying enough. Is the apology taken, BD?
The thing is that the apology has already been taken even before they came up with that. Do you understand? Nigerians have already apologizing, but another twist on it in the house. Yeah, they came out to apologize to Nigerians. They said, please, Nigerians should forgive JAM on behalf of their taking the blame, that they should forgive JAM. But in the other hand, the the rep members from the southeast, do you understand? They say yes, they have forgiven, but they need a total review on what happened. Do you understand? They say that they need a total review on what happened. Yes, we know that you people have apologized, because in Nigeria we have this culture of when things happen, you just need to say sorry, and that does not change anything. And if you look at it, that's true. That people say sorry now. People just say sorry because it's a normal thing. It's our culture,
It's not even
but that
from
does
there.
not. It's not from their heart. Exactly. God bless you. It's not from their heart, and it will not stop them from doing what they've been doing or what they want to do. So it doesn't mean anything to. So the South Sea government rep member said they need a total review on what happened and how it happened. And I think I agree with them. Yes, if we go with our culture, because they said, "Oh, they
Perhaps
are sorry, forgive Jam. It was error. They said it won't happen again." Bah, 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 bah. Yes, they agree, but they need a total review.
Okay.
perhaps
Thank you, BD. Right.
we should not put a tribal slant onto this glitch. More people suffered
Exactly.
from that glitch in Lagos State than in the whole of the 5 eastern states. Please, don't let us make it a tribal issue. JAM has apologized, and remedies are being put in place for all the people who are affected to go and retake the papers. Don't let us make it a tribal issue.
See, Saraji, I quite agree with you. No, Saraji, I quite agree with you. See, my own is just because Oloyode came out to apologize, because we don't have the culture of apologizing in Nigeria. But if this is a tribal thing, yes, it is.
Yes, it
I must be
is.
frank with you. But
Yes.
why I'm not
It is
making
not.
this out of it?
Why is it? Why? Okay, hold on a second. Yes,
That's just it for me.
I agree with you 100%. What you're saying is, oh, let the sleeping dog lie. That's what you're saying. Because even in Lagos State itself, the people who were more affected were Igbos. So let's not play that game. Let's
Do
not play
let
that.
us
The
no,
higher,
it
don't
will
do
be
that.
petty
It is
to make it tribal.
no,
It will be
no.
petty to make
Listen
it
to me.
tribal.
Listen to
And
me. What you're
glitches
trying to
happen
do is
with
what you're
every
trying to do.
technology that
No,
we have,
what you
and it is
are
not the
trying to
first
do.
time it is
Why is
happening in
technology
Nigeria.
facing the
It's not the first
southeast?
time it is happening
Is it
across the
happening?
world.
Stop it. Stop it. Let the truth be told. Stop it. Stop that nonsense. Let the truth be told.
Your
No,
truth is
I'm not.
jaundiced.
I'm not.
It's
I'm
jaundiced
not.
and
No,
tribalized.
it is not.
Please, it is not
It
a
is not
tribal
because
issue.
it's been there.
Gentlemen,
It's been there for so
it's all right.
long.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's been there for
Let's
so
go on.
long.
Let's go on. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Please, let's go on, gentlemen. I know you all have passion for your country and everything working well. Let's look into an interesting story that I was laughing yesterday. The man said, join Southeastern leaders to work with Tinubu. Omai, that's David Omai, the one-time governor, and now Minister of Work, is
That man is
telling
drunk.
Peter Obi, say join all the Eastern governors to support
That is
Tinubu.
not worth. That's not
Mhm.
newsworthy.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
No,
it's
no.
not newsworthy.
No,
It is
no,
not
you-
newsworthy. We should not even. You shouldn't even bring that as a news, because that is not nothing but a sycophancy type of attitude that we are perpetrating here. So excuse me, let's not bring that out as a news. Let's find something more important that deals with
Do you,
our people.
do you
That's
know
not
the thing that
newsworthy.
actually got me angry on that news? Do you know what got me angry on that news is that if you want to work with Tinubu like you've been working with him, nobody's stopping you from working with him. But it's coming out to call on Peter Obi to join the Southeast. Which Southeast? You should say to join him and his few brothers from Ebonyi and maybe Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma to work with Tinubu. You should not just come with that. Do you understand?
All right.
Now,
So
I actually
you-
said,
you-
whenever you said these people are
you
speaking,
both-
tell us
you all-
the particular people are speaking.
Okay, so that means you're also saying it's not really newsworthy, but it was heavy on the social spaces today, because some people were saying Obi is not a governor. Why is he adding him to those lists of governors? And some people were saying there has to be opposition. George, look where I'm coming from. This is my own take. Nigeria is a one straightforward when it comes to ideology and some thinking. And it's high time we have real staunch opposition to everything. We can't.
I think there's a lot of confusion about this opposition thing. Look, in our kind of government, which is more or less like that of the US, there's no opposition. But if it were a parliamentary system, yes, you have an opposition party that will also form a shadow government. That
Like
will
we
be,
had. Yes.
that will be on the heels of the government, because they are now preparing themselves for the next elections when they will be in power, and therefore every policy of government is analyzed by them, and they will give alternative views. What we need in this country is to clear our mind of that confusion. Now let us decide what kind of government do we really need. And as far as I'm concerned, the parliamentary system of government is the best for a federation like ours.
But see,
For a
I have
federation
a
like
question
ours.
to ask. Why is APC and Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, why are they afraid of opposition parties? During the time of Jonathan, I remember vividly all what they did. They were the people who wrote to IMF and World Bank to stop giving
World Bank,
Jonathan
yes.
loan. They were the people who wrote to South Africa and busted when Nigeria went to buy arms there. They did a lot of things. Do you understand? And nobody was after
Subversion.
them. So why are they against opposition? And that is one of the things why they want to make Nigeria a one-party system where they will be on their bed and they'll make a statement and it will be abandoned by the whole Nigeria. But it's so unfortunate that Nigerians don't understand the disadvantage of one-party system. So many of them are social media shouting, APC, APC. I'm sorry for them. Why I'm even sorry for a lot of them? They can't even speak for themselves. Somebody like me, I can speak for them myself. They don't understand what they are getting themselves involved into.
Strong
Well,
word. George.
as much as the type of government we have is not a parliamentary system, but the presence of an opposing party, whoever, is still very, very important.
Very
So, yes. Now, they might not go in there like, the parliamentary system where they sit and they argue over situations or talk about it. But it's still, opposition is still in existence in the type of government. If you go to the United States of America,
Good word, George.
you see
Good
the Democrats. Democrats are rising up against everything that Trump is doing today. The Republicans rose up during the time of when Biden was in power. So you see, it's still very relevant as much as the public is concerned. Hold on. As long as the public is concerned, the opposition must always be the one to counter every decision that is being made by the current government. So they might not be able to do that, openly like the parliamentary system, but it's still very relevant and it's important.
I rather prefer
Nice.
alternative views instead of opposition. Opposition means that you are on opposite sides and facing each other. But alternative news means
But that's what we have in Nigeria. Why
that
would
is
it be
not
different
opposition.
now?
That's what
not,
we've heard.
What has it been?
Understand what George is saying, Raji. George just explained it so well, and I am that's what I meant too. Where you have some people saying against a particular policy or a particular plan.
Alternative views, not opposition, not really opposition. Get the word. Opposition is different from alternative views. I've always maintained, and I'm in full support of Party Tomi's shadow government.
Yes.
I may not give it shadow government. I may give it alternative views.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all know that we started that shadow government thing, brought that idea to Nigeria. My party, I was in fact the initiator, and my colleague Gandhi, we started that whole thing many years ago, and the federal government came again. It was a big fight. Abiketa and everybody was against us. But now Party Tomi is bringing it into Nigeria, and they are trying to clamp him down. But we need such things. If you look at it, we need it, like George said. Go ahead.
It's not something new.
I want to ask a question. Saraji, I understand you very well. You're just trying to speak grammar and explain English for us. All this while in Nigeria, we have no need to be an opposition party. That's what we have no need for. But in English,
because we started a parliamentary system.
No, wait, Father Rajiv, all these years, even during Jonathan, during Yaradua, during Obasanjo, we have known them to be opposition party. That's what we have known them to be.
Okay.
And APC played a very strong opposition party in Nigeria. So why do they want to stop it now?
No, but you have to know. You have to know. Ab initio. Sorry, just one sentence about Tinubu. Okay. Everything Tinubu fought against while he was governor is what he's doing now. So let us be fair. Let us be clear about that. Everything he fought against is exactly what he's doing now.
That's why he's a strong man.
All right, gentlemen.
No,
that's
a bully.
Let us go out with a congratulatory statement to our brother Aliko Dangote. He made it on the inaugural 2025 Time 100 Men list. That's a big one. He's the only black man on that list. George, what will you say to your brother? He's your brother.
Congratulations, my brother. Continue with the influential leadership that you are doing and what you are bringing Africa into the limelight. We are proud of you. Please remember the poor, and whatever decisions you're making, remember the poor, especially in your area, because they are suffering. Thank you.
Powerful. Raji?
I reserve my comments because let me assure you that Dangote is not for the poor.
Okay, that's why I say. That's why I told him to remember. That's why I told him to remember the poor.
He is not going to remember any poor.
All right, Bidi, go ahead.
Sir, Dangote, congratulations on the 100 most influential leaders in the world. I'm proud to see a black man among them, and it happens to be you. I just want to say congratulations. My colleagues here said you have never been for the poor. Yes, even if you have never been for the poor, I want to use this medium to call you to have a change of heart and become for the poor, so that my colleagues here will say something different about you from next month. Congratulations. Remember us, remember the poor. We want
it's never too late to be nice.
Like me, I've written a lot of proposal to your company. You people don't respond to me, not even anything, and it's not good. Let it be what they are saying here. Congratulations, sir.
Well, it's never too late to start being good, Raji. It's never too late.
Wow.
All you need, truckloads of, trickles and trickles of, sugar, trickles of rice and all those things, and let the poor breathe for a minute.
Well,
That's
It's
all it
not
is.
good.
Nice.
If a richest man in Africa is not for the poor, it's not a good one. Yes.
Well,
Not a good
no,
one.
listen. Let the truth be told. Okay, listen. What we are saying here is not might not be factual because a lot of people do their deeds without showing off.
That's true.
I'm being honest with you. So we cannot condemn this man without actually, factually finding out what he has done. Because a lot of people, they do their good deeds. They give without even showing
That's
any public
very
display
true.
of it.
And
So please, let's
in
not
most
do that.
cases, yeah, thank you, George. In most cases, people like this, as he is sometimes he doesn't come to do it direct to your face. These are the people funding USF, United Nations aid, a lot of charity organizations sending food to children in the front line, war-torn areas. So we don't know. So let's not assume. But the most important thing is, yes, our brother Aliko Dangote is being named on the inaugural 2025 Time 100 Men philanthropist list. And on that note, gentlemen, I want to say thank you all for coming. BD, awesome. Go back and get some of your clips and make them go viral, BD. George, we are on. And Raji has his own viewpoints on everything. This
No,
is
that's
Raji for you. Raji, thank you all.
oh,
That's why
our
he's
right.
over Niraji.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. We are moving on. See you on
Yes.
Friday, hopefully. God bless
All
you
right.
all.
God bless you.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.